Hello, welcome to the Pin Man. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Jinhao 88. This is by request, and so I checked it out. It wasn't going to break the bank at all, so I went ahead and got me one. This is a nice pin for the money, especially. It is on eBay. I paid $7 and $3 shipping, so that's $10 total. And most the sellers wanted shipping, so the couple of them that I saw that had free shipping, they were asking around $9 anyway. So say $10 for this all metal pin. The body of the pin is has black lacquer. The appointments are black lacquer. Then you have blue lacquer on the rest of the pin. The main body has this grooved effect, and it's not smooth. I mean, you can feel it's not sharp at all. It is smooth as far as that goes, but it's not slick. Some pins have this groove look, but they have a kind of like a clear finish over it that's smooth all the way around. Diplomat has a couple of pins like that. They're red and blue. The name of it escapes me. I'll print it out up there somewhere over here, wherever. Anyway, the body finial comes back to this. So I guess you'd call it a blind cap, and it doesn't move, doesn't twist off. Now its finish is like a matte type finish, which is opposite or different from the cap finial. So as you turn it around here, there's your cap finial, and I've already started getting some scratches on that, but it's a shiny black lacquer, as well as the clip. The clip is just kind of a basic style of clip. It's got a good tension to it, but not too much, not too little, and it's got the little curve there to where it'll slip in your pocket easily. The band is a black lacquer, and on it just says Jinhao all the way around, then nothing on the back. Doesn't say 88. I wish more pins would start doing that, identifying their model by putting it somewhere on the pin. That just makes sense to me if you're going to have a variety of models. All right, so again, the body is this grooved, and then I really like the effect that it has on the cap. The blue is the same shade of blue, but it's more like I don't know what you would call it, almost like a steel look, like a blue steel type of look to it. And yeah, I really like it. As you move it around in the light, it has these various kind of effects to it. So pull the cap off. It does have a snap cap, but the cap is very smooth. Comes off fairly easily. It's a snug. And then, you easily take it off with one hand, but it holds securely, and there's no, I mean, if you really work at it, you can kind of get it to move, but not much movement at all. Okay, so you separate the body from the cap, and then you have your grip section. It looks much like the finial. It is a black lacquer, but a matte finish, and then it comes to this tip here. Not really a flare, but if it is, it's just more like a ring, I would say, that they put at the end of the grip. The nib is this black color, and I think it goes well with this pin. And you see this kind of the you call a scroll workaround. Let's say the border, and it's kind of a squarish. It's not the curly Q scroll work that we're used to. It's just that square. I don't know if you call that Greek type of or Egyptian type of work there, maybe Chinese. I tried to look that up to find out what that design is called, but I couldn't find anything. And then you go down, get that in focus there, you go down, you see the Jinhao chariot. Underneath that it says Jinhao, and underneath that it has an F4 fine. I thought I ordered this. In fact, I went back and checked the order, and I did order it. It was available in medium, but they sent me this fine. I contacted the seller and they said send a picture and whatever. So I didn't want to go through the hassle of sending it back and all. So anyway, but yeah, you have to look around if you want it in a medium, as is typical with these pens. Generally fine, extra fine is what they are offered in, and sometimes you can get them in a medium. Okay, the feed is just that basic plastic feed. All right, open it up and you find the converter. They didn't come with a cartridge, as is generally the case, but you have this converter and it has the Jinhao on the end there. I quite frankly, I'd rather have the converter than a cartridge anyway. So standard international cartridge converter here, and then of course it takes the standard international cartridges as well. And this is all metal up through here, black lacquered metal. The dimensions are of the body is about 10.5 millimeters. The grip at its center point is about 9 millimeters. The nib again is a number 5 nib. The weight of the pen is unposted. It is 21 grams, and then the total weight of the pen is 32 grams. So it is a thinner pen. I usually like them around 14, 15 millimeters in the body, and 11, 12 millimeters on the grip. But I don't find this 9 millimeter grip to be uncomfortable at all. The weight of the pen, I think, is very comfortable. It does post, but it posts very long, and it is somewhat back weighted because it's all metal. But I can write easily with it unposted. And I think again, for thinner pens, I like them to have some weight to them. I like a little bit of weight on all my pens anyway, but thinner is better with some weight. And this one has some weight. I've used this a decent amount, and it writes well. The fine tip, I don't find, even though I prefer the medium, I don't find the fine tip to be scratchy at all. It does write smooth, and sometimes that fine tip can come in handy when you're writing in small spaces, tight spaces on paper, thin margins or lines and that sort of thing. All right, so how about some size comparisons here? Alrighty, so here you have the Jinhao 88 next to a Diplomat Traveler, another thin metal pen, and then you have the Lamy Safari and the Pilot Metropolitan. Here they are uncapped, and as you can see, these really are very comparable pens as far as their nib sizes, grip sizes, the types of capping mechanisms. They're all click type caps. And here they are posted. As you can tell, they all post pretty long. Probably the Metropolitan posts the best, but the Metropolitan and the Lamy post a little bit deeper. The Traveler and the Jinhao 88 don't post too deep, which makes them pretty long in the hand, but there you have them. All right, how about a writing sample? We have the Jinhao 88 in a fine nib. The ink is Monte Verde Horizon Blue. Supposed to be an N, not an M. All right. Wetness. It's not too wet of a nib. A nib tip there. Pretty decent. Flow is good. No hard starts. No skipping. Writes well. It is a smooth nib. Like I said, even for fine, it's pretty smooth. As far as reverse write, or not reverse, but flex, steel nib. You can get some line variation out of that if you really need to, but again, steel nib, don't want to overbend the thing. Okay, reverse writing. It does write pretty decent, makes an extra fine there. It is a little more feedback than on the other, regular writing, but that's to be expected in most cases. And but the flow is good, and it keeps on, it doesn't wear out. Alrighty, well, I like this pen. I'm going to give it a smiley face there, and for $10, I think it's a good buy. I kind of like the red. I may end up getting the red version. I don't know, but yeah. So I like this pen. I think many of you would probably like it too. If you like a little bit thinner pen, but not too skinny, like this Traveler here. Is much thinner. As I held it in my hand, I really noticed a big difference holding this, and weight wise too, and holding this. So I think even if you like the larger pens, I think you could appreciate this, especially because of the style. I think it has a unique style and feel to it, so I think you'd like it. I don't know that it's going to be in my favorite rotations and all that, but I do like this pen. I don't regret buying this one at all. It has a unique style to it. It writes well. It has a fine nib, but it is a smooth fine nib, so it doesn't bother me to write with it at all. Obviously with fine nibs, you're not going to show off the ink very well, but that's okay. And but it's got nice weight in the hand. I think the black, especially this blue version, the black and blue, works well. I'm glad they have a black nib on that. And again, for $10, I don't think you could go wrong with this pen. All right then. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.